Hello and welcome to RevWheels, and we're here to ride the brand new 2025 Bajaj Pulsar NS400Z. Now, we've already ridden the earlier motorcycle and you can check out the review in the description below just to have a comparison of what this bike is and what that bike was. Now, Bajaj has addressed a lot of minor niggles that the earlier motorcycle had basis of feedback. What are those changes like? What does the bike feel like now? Let's take a closer look. Now let's start with the changes, rather the lack of changes, which is on the exteriors. Now Bajaj hasn't made any changes on the exterior whatsoever. There is no new stickers, no new badging, absolutely nothing. The bike looks exactly the same as before. The only visual change that you can notice are the tires. The rear tire, it is now a 150mm tire as compared to the 140mm tire on the previous motorcycle. So it does have a slightly chunkier looking rear end. But we're slightly disappointed because Bajaj should have done something to the exterior of the motorcycle to show us that this is the new 2025 upgraded Pulsar. But I guess you'll have to do with the same looks. Now, since we're on the topic of tires, let me also tell you that the front tires, which were bias ply on the earlier Pulsar 400, are now radials. So you get radial tires on both the ends, front and rear. And I've already mentioned about the rear tire. The width is now 150mm as against 140mm on the previous bike. So radial tires on both the front end and the rear end, and you get a choice of either Apollos or MRF Revs. Now the biggest change, however, is on the engine front. While the cubic capacity remains the same at 373cc, it now pushes out 42 bhp as against 39 bhp on the previous motorcycle. So you get an increase of 3 bhp. And apart from the power, you get better acceleration, you get better top end. Even the red line has gone up by 1000 rpm, so you get a wider spread of power. So that means better in-gear acceleration and in-gear rideability as well. What you also get is a bi-directional quick shifter and a more aggressive sport mode. Now in the previous motorcycle, the sport mode didn't have a vast difference between normal and sport. But here, you can notice the difference towards the top end. It's a lot more aggressive and you can immediately feel the difference when you shift to sport mode. Any kind of power upgrade is a task, but Bajaj made sure that the new NS400 gets it. So invent a forged piston, bigger intake duct for better breathing, and the valve train and cam timings were revised as well. The reward was a full 3 bhp increase with the torque remaining same at 35 Newton meters. What the Pulsar also gets is 1000 rpm more, redlining now at 10,700 rpm. More power means better performance on the road, and it shows. Acceleration is quick and the Pulsar really punches hard. Even the mid-range is nice and strong, and in-gear acceleration makes quick overtakes very easy. According to Bajaj, the acceleration times have reduced significantly. The new NS400Z now hits 60 km per hour in 2.7 seconds and 100 km per hour in a very quick 6.4 seconds. Now these are some very good numbers. Even the top speed has gone up to 157 km per hour, up by 7 km an hour. And this performance frenzy is now better experienced in sport mode. An aggressive map means the difference in sport mode is now very much noticeable. Riding the bike in normal mode, the Pulsar rides calmly with no jerkiness at all. Bajaj has also improved the heat management, which means the engine runs a little cooler, and now the rider can also feel lesser heat. While there weren't any intrusive vibrations, there still is a certain buzziness that keeps coming and going at certain RPMs. While it's not intrusive, it's still there. A Pulsar with a quick shifter. Can you imagine that? The new NS400 gets a proper bi-directional quick shifter. Of course, this is a sensorless quick shifter sourced from Bosch, but almost completely calibrated by Bajaj. Now, this isn't as butter smooth as some of the quick shifters in some of the higher segment bikes, and takes a more firmer push. Also, it's available for use only in the sport mode. But that aside, it works as advertised. You can slam home the gears as you keep the throttle pinned, and it works great. This is also one of the reasons why the new bike boasts better acceleration times. Sport shift for the win! With more power comes more responsibility, as Spider-Man's grandfather said. And here the responsibility is taken up by sintered brake pads, which reduce braking distance by 7%. Leaving Spider-Man's grandpa side, the previous bike's braking performance did leave something to be desired. While the 320mm rotor and the Gremica calipers are retained, Bajaj has now slid in sintered brake pads. According to Bajaj, this has increased braking performance by 7%. While we did not measure the stopping distance, we can say that braking now is fierce. It's calibrated well with the ABS, so it does not intrude early either. The extra performance on tap warranted a braking upgrade, and the sintered pads provide just that. What has also gone up by a couple of notches is the handling. The radial front and extra 10mm rubber at the rear has improved confidence during cornering. The front is very feelsome and there is no drama at the rear. What also helped was the choice of Apollo Alpha tires. Apart from the tires, one can now also take tighter corners in a lower gear more comfortably, and this is because the extra 1000 RPM available. Overall, the better tires, more power, and the upgraded brakes make the NS400 an absolute tool in the corners. Now, the fifth change that Bajaj has done on the NS400Z is with the user interface. Now, what they've done is basically, if you're inside multiple menu options, and to go back to the main screen meant you have to hit the back button plenty of times. But now, if you want to go out from a menu option to the main screen, all you do is long press the back button and that's it. So that's a lot shorter than hitting the back button multiple times. Now, with the changes to the new 2025 Pulsar NS400Z, we think Bajaj has made it even more value for money. Now, the Pulsar series, they've always been about maximum performance for minimum bucks. And this just takes that tradition forward to a whole new level. Now, the 400Z was excellent in a lot of ways, but those small niggles that it had, I think Bajaj has addressed it properly here. I don't think I could pinpoint and say that this is a major problem with this motorcycle. It offers everything that one could ask for in a performance motorcycle, but on a budget. Prices will be announced soon, but till then, we hope you enjoyed the review and make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon.